Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,248 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal cultural or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 3, where we'll explore the 27 sites that UNESCO added in 1980 together. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate all of your support, and you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, or your favorite platform. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and subscribe to my blog on globaltreasurestravel.com to hear about my latest adventures. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a misty rainforest. The air is thick with humidity, and the hum of insects saturate your eardrums in the background. It's difficult not to be astounded by the captivating panorama stretching out over miles right in front of you. You're in Kahuzi-Biega National Park, one of the most ecologically rich protected areas on the entire African continent. Located in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, it sits near Lake Kivu and on the border of Rwanda. The park spans a remarkable 2,300 square miles. It's actually one of the largest national parks in the country, and undoubtedly one of the most important. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Kahuzi-Biega was added to the list because of its extraordinary biodiversity and, in particular, its role as a sanctuary for the critically endangered Eastern Lowland Gorilla. These gorillas are the largest of the 4 gorilla subspecies, and in this thick, tangled stretch of rainforest, they still thrive and survive. The park itself is a combination of contrasts. Its eastern region is dominated by high altitudes, serving as the home of Mount Kahuzi, which reaches an elevation of 10,853 feet. Mount Kahuzi sits alongside another extinct volcano, Mount Biega. The two formations are from where the park gets its name. But then you go west, and the landscape transforms into a sprawling lowland ecosystem that is abundant with life. And just another thing that makes this park unique: it contains swamps and bogs at different altitudes. This is incredibly rare. According to the Wildlife Conservation Society, Kahuzi-Biega is home to over 340 species of birds, 135 species of mammals, and more than 1,100 plant species, some of which exist nowhere else on planet Earth. Beyond the gorillas, chimpanzees, bush elephants, bongos, and the elusive giant forest genet call this park home. For those who have never heard of bongos or genets, Bongos are a beautiful white striped antelope, and janets are a mammal that look like a cat with a tail that goes for miles and long snouts. If you're lucky, you may even get a glance of a rare forest elephant. These gentle giants can weigh as much as 14,000 pounds and are majestic. For bird watchers, the biodiversity in this region is especially significant. Species like the Congo peafowl and the African green broadbill are found only in this part of the world. But this environment is not easy to exist in, for wildlife or for people. The park receives an average of 71 inches of rain annually, creating a lush but challenging terrain. The climate, paired with the dense forest cover, make conservation work physically demanding and often dangerous. Kahuzi-Biega was established in 1970 by Belgian photographer and conservationist Adrien de Schrijver, who dedicated his life to protecting its wildlife. While his death was officially recorded as a heart attack, there have long been rumors that he was poisoned, an unsettling reminder of the tensions that have surrounded this land for decades. Today, the park is managed by the Congolese Institute for Nature Conservation, but protecting it is no small task. The Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo is a region marked by instability, and that reality directly impacts conservation efforts. Poaching and bushmeat hunting remain ongoing threats, putting immense pressure on already vulnerable animal populations. Illegal mining, particularly for coltan, has also caused significant damage to the park's forest ecosystems. Coltan is a valuable mineral used in everyday technology like cell phones, computers, and even MRIs. This has created a strong global demand and, unfortunately, encouraged destructive extraction practices within protected areas. And then there's the human cost. More than 13,000 people, including indigenous and tribal communities, have been displaced from their ancestral lands in and around the park. It's deeply intertwined with complex social and ethical challenges. Despite all of this, there are people on the front lines working every day to protect Kahuzi-Biega. Park rangers risk their lives in often dangerous conditions to safeguard the park. It's not just a job, it's a commitment to preserving something truly irreplaceable. I commend and thank them for what they do. I hope you do as well if you visit. As we begin to understand this place, it becomes clear Kahuzi-Biega is not just a national park. It's a place where extraordinary biodiversity, human history, and conservation collide in unexpected ways. Now that we've talked a bit about the history and the animals living within the park, let's talk about the logistics of traveling here. I'll be sure to include links in the show notes for reputable tour operators, hotels, and more to make your planning process smoother. This is not a destination where you can just rent a car and wing it. Navigating a trip like this solo is pretty complicated due to the remote terrain and some significant safety concerns. You cannot enter the forest alone, and you need a specific trekking permit to see the gorillas. You also need to be sure you have a valid visa and your passport. This is why I strongly recommend going through a professional tour operator. They handle all of the logistics, the permits, the transportation, and the safety protocols, which can make the investment worth it. Many travelers actually choose tours starting from Kigali, Rwanda. These packages are fantastic because they include professional guides, transportation, and your meals often. The currency here is the Congolese franc, and the official language is French. So make sure you bring some physical money with you in case credit cards aren't accepted, and have a translation app ready on your phone. If you're flying in from another country, you'll want to land at Kigali International Airport in Rwanda. From there, prepare for a beautiful but very long drive across the border into the DRC. Once you arrive, don't expect to find large hotels or national fast food chains. Most visitors stay in Bukavu, the largest city near the park. Here, you'll find local hotels, bed and breakfasts, hostels, and authentic restaurants that offer a true taste of the Congo. Speaking of taste, you have to try the national dish, Muwambe chicken, also known as poulet à la Muwambe. While the recipe varies in different regions, it's a savory stew made with chicken, spices like red pepper, and palm nut butter. Sometimes peanut butter is added for extra flavor, and it's typically served with a side of sweet potatoes or another starch. It really is the ultimate comfort food after a day of trekking. When it comes to deciding when to take your trip, timing is everything. Ironically, the rainy season is actually the best time to see the gorillas because food is more abundant at lower elevations, making them easier to track. However, the months of June and September are ideal because there's significantly less rain. Some things that I suggest you pack: insect repellent, long pants, and tall socks. You'll want to tuck your pants into your socks to keep out insects. And you may want to consider clothing with SPF 50 as well. And portable phone chargers are always good to have. You'll be taking so many photos of the animals and scenery. In terms of activities, most people come here for one specific reason: gorilla trekking. As I stated, Kahuzi-Biega is the sanctuary of the Eastern Lowland Gorilla, which is also known as Grower's Gorilla. These are the largest of the 4 gorilla subspecies, and looking into their incredibly expressive eyes is an experience that travelers describe as life-changing. Because these gorillas are critically endangered, tourism is the key financial lifeline for the park's current and future survival. While gorilla trekking is the main event, don't miss the other wonders the park has to offer. You can go mountain climbing up the volcanoes, camp under the stars, or take a ranger-guided hike to the stunning Shibati waterfalls. As we bring our journey through Kahuzi-Biega National Park to a close, it's impossible not to have mixed feelings. This is a place of extraordinary beauty and biodiversity, home to the largest gorillas on Earth, and ecosystems found nowhere else. Yet, it exists under constant pressure from conflict and environmental threats. What stands out is not just what's at stake, but who's protecting it. Kahuzi-Biega reminds us that World Heritage Sites don't just represent our past. They reflect the choices we make each and every day to ensure these parks survive. I hope you feel not only inspired by the story, but that it makes you want to visit, to immerse yourself in the culture, and gain a deeper understanding of both the world around you and yourself as well. Thank you for listening to another episode of the podcast. Join me next time, where I'll cover yet another one-of-a-kind World Heritage Site. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.